Hello and welcome to another episode of Katie the Science Lady. I'm Mrs. Jacobson and today's topic is nutrient absorption in animals. So let's learn together. Here we go. We are talking about nutrient absorption today in animal systems, and I'm going to be using the human digestive system as our main model for this. If you need more specific information about other different animals, please make sure that you're looking that up individually, because I'm really going to just focus on human digestion and human nutrient absorption today. So without any further ado, here we go. When we talk about nutrient absorption, we're talking about how we get energy from the things that we eat. So it's not only the absorption, but then it's the circulation and the usage of those molecules that we are going to be using for energy. The digestive system and the muscular system are the two major players when we talk about nutrient absorption. They work together every single step of the way, because as soon as you start eating, you instantly are chewing or swallowing your food, which involves the muscular system. So they are super entwined with this process. Your jaw muscles help you chew food. Muscles in the esophagus help move food to the stomach. These are called, their motions called peristaltic motions, or the process of peristalsis. And that's muscular contractions that are allowing food to move through the digestive system. It doesn't just happen in the esophagus, but the key term you're looking for there is peristalsis. The stomach's job is to secrete enzymes and acid to break down the food. So we have chemical digestion with these enzymes and acids, and we also have physical digestion when those muscular contractions churn the mixture in the stomach. So these are the two main ways that we break down food, physically and chemically. There are lots of other different organs involved in the digestive system you can see in this picture. Our salivary glands produce enzymes like salivary amylase, and they start breaking down carbohydrates instantly in your mouth. We have obviously the teeth and the tongue. The epiglottis is a flap that allows your food to go down the correct pipe, which would be your esophagus and not your windpipe. So if you are ever choking on food and you say wrong pipe, it's because the epiglottis didn't quite close in time for you to swallow and get your food down the right pipe. The liver, the gallbladder, and the pancreas, they secrete different enzymes, different secretions to help you digest your food. And the stomach is where all that kind of comes together and the main action takes place in the system. We also have a couple of places where we are absorbing food. So we start breaking things down, and then they continually break down as you go through the digestive system. But the final place where you're going to break down your food is in the small intestine. And that's also where it starts getting absorbed into your bloodstream. So there are projections called villi, which you can see kind of in the background of this slide. They're these little, almost like fingery little projections, and their job is to increase the surface area to allow us to absorb more nutrients. The more surface area you have, or kind of just space, the more you can absorb into your bloodstream, and the easier it is for you to get energy from your food. Our nutrients directly enter our bloodstream through the villi. So all those little projections have capillaries in them, or very small blood vessels, and that will lead to your circulatory system, where your blood will help circulate all of those nutrients through your entire body. And this is why so many systems come together to allow you to use your nutrients, because you have to be able to move them everywhere in your body. Every single cell needs these nutrients from the food that you eat. If we have extra waste, it is removed also in the digestive system. Our intestinal muscles will contract in your large intestine and then also in your rectum, and that will expel solid waste from your body. Over here we have a picture of, or a cross-section really, of your small intestine, and you can see the villi projections here. They have blood vessels inside of them. They're going to just absorb all those nutrients and start carrying them away to different parts of the body. This is the bottom half of our digestive system. I showed us kind of the top half on the other slide. When we look at this, the small intestine is just so much, it's really long, really, but they kind of smush it all together. And it takes a long time for your food to get through the small intestine because you want to pull out all those nutrients and you want to make sure that all the nutrients are gone by the time we get to the large intestine. The large intestine's job is to mainly pull out water. So it's going to try and reabsorb as much of the water as it can from what you've broken down so that you're not losing water in this process. So you remove all the nutrients in the small intestine, you remove nutrients in the large intestine as well, but mostly water. And then when the remnants reach your rectum, they are expelled through the anus as solid waste. Now, there are a couple of other systems that are involved, and I've already talked about the circulatory system. The heart is pumping the blood through the arteries and veins in your whole body, and blood is what's going to carry nutrients and water and oxygen everywhere. So the circulatory system is involved with every other system because if your organs are not supplied with oxygen and nutrients and water, you're dead. So it's crucial to your survival. But it's particularly involved in transporting all these nutrients everywhere because it is our transport system. It's how we move things around our body. So again, it carries our nutrients, hormones, and oxygen, also water, pretty much anything else you can think of that needs to be everywhere in our body, it carries that. Our respiratory system is also involved. It's going to bring oxygen into our body and expel carbon dioxide waste gas. That's our transport system. So when we're thinking of how we move things through the body, we breathe in oxygen and we breathe out our waste gas, carbon dioxide. If you take a look at this picture here, I tried to make it as big as I could, but this is showing us the connection between our circulatory system, which is sometimes called the cardiovascular system, and our respiratory system. Circulatory system is also called cardiovascular because cardio deals with the heart, and the heart is a huge component of our circulatory system. Here in the middle, we have our four-chambered heart. The red sections are carrying oxygenated blood or blood that has oxygen in it, and the blue sections are carrying deoxygenated blood or blood that is now carrying carbon dioxide instead of oxygen. Your blood is actually never blue. It's really just the way the light hits it on your veins that makes us think that it looks blue, but I promise your blood is never actually blue. So we can see that our blood is moving to our lungs over here. You see number 3. And it does that, to number 3, and it picks up oxygen. And then once it goes out to your body, it drops off oxygen and takes in the carbon dioxide, becomes deoxygenated, and returns to the heart. From there, again, it keeps following. It goes back to the lungs, picks up more oxygen, and then it takes that to the other part of your body, loses the oxygen, goes back through our hearts, and then goes back to pick up more oxygen again. It's a cycle, and if you need more information about it, please feel free to check out other videos about the circulatory system. It's fascinating all on its own, but I don't want to spend too much time on it in this video here today.
Let's review what we've learned today so far. The biggest key about nutrient absorption in animals is that the digestive and the muscular systems work together very closely. Food is digested in a couple of different ways. Food is broken down physically when we chew using our teeth and our muscles in our jaw, and when our stomach contracts and it kind of churns our food. That physically breaks down the food. Additionally, our stomach secretes acid that chemically breaks down our food. We also have salivary glands, which produce saliva to help us chemically break down our food as well. Once we've broken down this food, it is absorbed in the small intestine, and it gets moved through the body to all of our body tissues via the circulatory system or cardiovascular system. And that's it for today. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you later.